Hello there, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Welcome back to Crafters TV. We have got a launch day for you now. That is when we are launching something brand new for you. We did preview it in the earlier Wake Up Call show. You guys absolutely loved it. It's been very, very busy. I've got to tell you actually, just from the preview alone, a quarter of our launch stock has already sold out and gone. I'm going to take you through exactly what you're getting included in just a couple of minutes, but I'm not here on my own. Oh no, she is back with me. It's a double Debbie Robinson kind of week here on Crafters TV. How are you, Debbie? Excited for this brand new launch?
Absolutely. You guys have been loving this. I'm blown away actually by the response. It's been fabulous that you've taken this collection into your hearts already and without even doing the launch show. So honestly, if you have already got it, you can sit back, relax with a cuppa and watch this 2 hours for some inspiration. But this really is a beautiful set of dies, stencils and stamps to create the most gorgeous warm Christmas scenes in the shape of a bauble, in the shape of a snow globe. And you can mix and match if you've gone for the full set. We've actually got some amazing new product that we've put in the bundle for you as well, with in terms of our masking tape. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic, this collection. I'll show you a few of the makes that we're going to be doing because this really is beautiful. I just love the whole idea, the intricacy of that stencil, and the stamps give it this real lovely warm feel. And with this same die and stamp set and stencil set, you can create different scenes within each one, which I absolutely love. We're going to kickstart our demonstration with that one. But you can see the beautiful scenes, and you can make them to gift boxes. You can make them into your own shaped cards, which are just absolutely beautiful. Any kind of scene, any kind of card fold, you can take these on. So that's a lovely double Z fold card there. Bet, that's that beautiful ornament. And then of course you've got the gorgeous, beautiful scene in terms of the snow globe, which is just absolutely gorgeous. And again, stamp sets in there, stencils in there, masks in there to be able to create some lovely mask techniques as well. All you're going to need really is a bit of cardstock, some inks maybe. You could use any of your colouring mediums to be fair, because there's some open and closed spaces. This is one we did this morning using that beautiful set. Oh actually, was this the one I did this morning? No, this is another one I'm going to do today where you can create a little aperture in there as well. But honestly, tons and tons of ideas and some beautiful samples. I'll just bring these in again just to show you. They're ones that I'm going to be doing in the show, but I just want to show you some of the amazing ones that our lovely design team have done. And I mean, look how gorgeous that is. It's almost like a real picture of a Christmas scene.
Yeah, really lovely, isn't it?
It is beautiful. And again, look at all the detail that you can go to with those masks, with those stencils, with your inks, and to create the most amazing scenes inside each one of these. They truly are beautiful, beautiful stamp sets, beautiful stencils, beautiful dies to create the most beautiful, gorgeous Christmas makes.
Yeah,
whether it be card making, home decor, bauble ornaments on your tree, maybe it might be bunting, because you can absolutely do that with this. Gift boxes, gift bags, tags. Forgot about tags.
Love a tag.
I'm with the tag man.
Absolutely love a tag.
There's so many different things that you can do with these, and we're just going to scratch the surface. This is my take on it. If stock permitting, you might see some other of our lovely experts bringing their take on it as well. But it is absolutely a glorious collection, and I know you're going to love it. And it
is stock permitting, Debbie, because as I said, over a quarter of the stock has already gone. Let me take you through what you're getting for your money. Because what struck me when we went through this morning was how great the value for money is here, because it is a big collection for £60.70 or £77.95. Here is your first one. So what you're going to get in each of these are the two different styles. So you're getting the die to create the outline, firstly for your snow globe, and then you're also going to get the stencils, which are going to allow you to really build depth, dimension and texture in each one of those. You've got your snow globe, and you've also got the bauble, which is your two different styles, and again the stencils which go specifically with that shape. Then what we move into are all the different stamps that you've got. Now the stamps are excellent because there are themes, lots of really lovely different themes, but also using them with this release, but also think about taking them into some of your other crafty projects and collections that you might have. That one's home for the holidays. You also then have the Alpine Village, which is really good. It's got sort of European Christmas market vibes to it, hasn't it? This one is your festive bird with the robin. You've got different sentiments within each as well, which are specific to the different collections. You're also going to get the Woodland Winter Stamp. Then you have got the Holy Night one, for your nativity scene there. And then you've also got the Arctic delights in here as well, with the penguins and the polar bears and the igloo, and that wonderful Santa and his sleigh as well. Very, very busy in the earlier show. The best way, as always, to get the best value is to go for the collection. Remember what you're also getting as well. You're getting this, the masket tape included. Brilliant for when you want to mask off your stamping, you want to layer up the stamps and really get that sort of depth of field to whatever it is that you are creating. That really allows you to do that. You've got a saving of £15 or $19.50, and Platinum members you are looking at just under £49, just over $62. A brilliant, brilliant deal. There's some other bits that I think you might want to go for alongside this brand new launch. We put an ink pad collection together for you. Now, this ink pad collection has been put together specifically for this brand new launch. And in here you'll get Damson Wine, Fuchsia, Green Topaz, Midnight, Smoke Pearl, Spar Blue, Parakeet, and also the Crushed Velvet, all coming in there. You're getting two of them for free. You're getting the Parakeet and the Crushed Velvet totally free of charge, which is wonderful. We've also got a brilliant luxury Christmas cardstock selection. Loads of different festive colours in here. You're getting 10 sheets of the Christmas green and 10 sheets of the Christmas red glitter cardstock completely free of charge, and you're getting 146 sheets in total there in that collection. $41.96 or $65.84 before you take off your club inspired discount, so make sure you are snapping that up. Lots of you tuning in and saying hello already. Judy is in Missouri. It's raining. The theme is it's raining today, pretty much everywhere, I think. Christine saying hello. Regina's in from Buffalo, New York. Kimberly's in Virginia. Barbara's in Indiana. Rebecca's here too. Maricel in California. Who else we got? Rhonda is in Illinois. Sandra's saying hi as well. Renee's here. We've got Olga is tuning into, Evelyn in Colorado, Rebecca. I wish that mask tape was sold separately. Well, do you know what? It is available separately, indeed. Yeah, you can get the mask tape separately. It's £7.99 or $9.95. If you want to get it on its own, you'll find it over on the website. Just search for it over there. The masket tape is what you're looking at. And you get 10 metres on there. So it's going to last you a really, really long time. And also Barbara's saying, loving the home for the holidays. That cabin is so, so cute. We've got some brilliant 12x12 pads as well that I think you're going to love. Seeing as we are slap bang in the middle of our Christmas crafting sort of period, really. This one here, let's share with you, let's share Frosty and Bright with you first, which is this one. It was a gorgeous collection, Frosty and Bright, so, so popular. And this is a great paper pad if you want to use it with the collection. It's also a wonderful standalone one for you. It's got really lovely sort of really pastel winter colours all the way through here. Some lovely imagery, lots going on in each and every one of the 36 sheets that you're getting included. That's 180 GSM, that one. So to go for that one, $14.99 or $19.99. We've also got a Winter's Tale, which is this one here. These are one of two pads that we launched on their own. They don't belong to any specific collection. They're just a really good stash builder for you to have. Some really lovely classic Christmas imagery running all the way through here. And again, I love how much is packed into each and every one of those sheets. You've got a sort of overall overarching image, but then when you really start to look at it, you can see all of the intricate details which is in every single one of those pages there. So that one is a Winter's Tale. And then you've also going to get the Winter's Solstice, which is a similar kind of theme, maybe a little bit more contemporary in the images that you've got in there. I love that one. It's got something quite Lowry-esque about that. And again, a really lovely, slightly unusual colour tone. Lots of purples and teals and blues running all the way through this. Just two really handy pads to have in your stash for a whole host of different crafty Christmas projects. $14.99 or $19.99 if you want to get your hands on that one just there. Any questions you've got about the new launch or anything in the show, you can get them into us, Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Remember as well, we managed to get some Halloween items back too. They are live now over on the website under the Shop the Day category. There are a selection of items there, including a little 6x6 pad and some stamps, dies, stencils and embossing folders. So make sure you head over and check those out as well. But we're going to head over to Debbie, I think. Where would you like to start, Debbie?
The Yuletide bauble die and all the accessories that go with it. because you've got the lovely die that creates that beautiful, almost like that beautiful bauble outline with all the lovely filigree design around it. So the ribbon in the right place where it looks like it's intertwined around that bauble. Obviously the bauble part is the main focal part because that's where you can put all your images. And when I say all your images, all your stamp sets. So these stamp sets are really what sets this apart because these are fabulous scenes. This one's the Arctic Delights, which is the one that I'm going to use on this particular design, but you get a little bit of an inspiration straight away. Don't forget all our design team members are all over our social pages and they share their makes all the time, which is really lovely because it gives you some more extra added inspiration. This one is the Woodland Winter, so you've got all your deers and your stags and your wolves on there with your trees. You get sentiments in each single one, and I want you to think of these as well as something that you're going to be able to use outside of your outside of this collection. So when we talk about Christmas, these images, so these two are like the silhouette kind that you can create that lovely silhouette feel. This one's an open one, so it means you can do some colour and add some colour. But I'm just going to show you a couple of makes that some of our design teams have created to show you the different things that you can do with it outside of the collection. The stamps that you can use at Christmas. It's got a lovely Nordic feel to it, that one. I absolutely love that one. It's absolutely beautiful. But again, I'll show you another one just for a second so you can see. You've got your nesting dies. Use your stamps. Yeah. So your stamps
they're really handy stamp.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's taking those stamps outside of the collection, which is why I've put those there, so you can have a little look at those as well. But yeah, these are really fabulous stamp sets. So obviously the main part of this is the die. So this is the die that creates that lovely outline. And then what you've also got is a stencil. And then you've got your masks in your stencil all in this little bag. I said this morning, when it comes to keeping these, you've got the opposite and the negative, so to speak, in terms of masking and stencils. So keep them in the little bag. You don't want to be losing parts. I've done that in the past and it is quite irritating, so don't do that. There's a little package in there. Keep them in the little packaging to keep everything together. But we'll start with that main outline die. So we're going to die cut our bauble. Now I've got some cardstock here. It's our multi-purpose cardstock. Close. I did tell you
you are queen of getting it just right, aren't you, with these
well, I'm a little bit I like, especially, I did tell you this, the stamping, no, that's the old name. The multi-purpose cardstock is something I cannot live without in crafting.
Right.
And I'm getting to the end of my
Which is why you're getting more and more frugal, is it?
Which is why I've got more and more frugal. You'll notice as the day goes along. And I forgot to put my order in, which is daft because the warehouse is just round the corner. And I completely forgot. So I've got to make a separate order now to get some more in because it's a staple in my craft room. I can't do without it. I start to have little palpitations if I start to run out because it's something that I use on multiple occasions. So yeah, don't let it run out. So this is why you'll see I'm getting tighter and tighter with my cardstock that I've got. But again, take a look how lovely this is. When we die cut this out, we'll lift this off and I'm going to just use me tape just to move the tape out of the way. And then we're going to bring in the stencils and then we'll bring in the stamps. But I did say in that first show that I was going to show you as well with the embossing. So this is when you can use your rubber embossing mats. This is what will create your aperture. You can see straight away, you can create a lovely aperture on the front of your card. I think I covered that in that first show this morning on the wake-up call where we had it cutting into the front.
It reminds me of a creature from something, the waist. I can't think what it is. It's from a film that I've seen. It'll come back to me at some point today, Debbie. I was thinking about it in the earlier show.
I look at her and see that little mermaid. Do you know the
mermaid?
Beast? Ursula. I see the Ursula in that. Don't ask me why. That's just how my mind works. But yeah, I get you. I do get you.
There's like a film where it's like a ram or something. I don't know. It'll come to me.
Now we've got our lovely die cut piece, and then we're going to place over the top our stencil. Now I did say that you could use things like your stick and spray, but you can also use our tape. And you can tape it down. Now, because it's already been die cut into shape, I'm going to just stick the image to the back of the stencil, so the die cut piece to the back of the stencil to hold it into place. Because this morning you saw me, and I did say I do it by hand normally, which I do normally by hand. However, it can be tricky, it can slip and slide, and when you're inking and stamping, it can start to move out of its spot. So I'm just going to get that placed over all the right areas, cover all that back up, and just put that onto the back. and hold that down. We can take this off afterwards. It won't harm it, it won't hurt it, but it'll hold it into place for when we come to inking through it. And then on this occasion, I'm going to emboss. I can just see that's a tiny fraction out, so I'm just going to lift that until I'm happy with it. Can I just do it by eye for a second, Joe, if you don't mind, while I have to lift it up to light so I can see it, so I can get that into place. It's tricky sometimes with the counter, so I didn't think you were filming me. I didn't think you were showing me what I was doing there, but I do like, I was like this. I'm doing it up to the lights. We've got lots of studio lights in here, so I'm just holding it up to that. That's what I do at home. I hold it to my natural light at home, but just hold it down. And if you're not secure with just a couple of pieces, and you do want this low tack tape, as we all know, is super strong, and I'm going to pop it down to make sure none of it moves, and all on the back. And then we're going to do the embossing, because I did mention this looks lovely. You can ink through it by all means, but to do the embossing part of it, I absolutely love this technique. So I'll show you the embossing factor to it. So, excuse me, cutting plate.
Yep.
We've got our, and I'm going to put it this way around so you can see how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to put it that way around, I'm going to place it down. So it's the stencil that goes down first, the cardstock over the top. So you want your cardstock to be facing upwards. Every time I'm looking at that now, Joe, I keep thinking, what creature does that look like? You're right, it's got a little bit of a look now. We're all looking at it thinking that. I'm going to put my rubber embossing mat over the top, then the plastic shim, and then the last cutting plate. This, you don't need your magnetic shim for this technique. Always remember, when you're using your Gemini, you don't use your rubber embossing mat, so your purple rubber embossing mat, at the same time as your magnetic shim. It's one or the other. It's never the two together, because that's too much pressure in terms of the shim. So I'm just going to take that off, and what that will have done now, oh, I can see this beautifully. Georgia, I don't know how close you can get in there. Can you get in close? But I can see, and don't forget this is the back, so just wait till we take it off front. But can you see all the raised, you can see the raised elements? It's been pushed through, so that when I lift this off, it's got that lovely raised part to it, and it makes such a difference when you do that. It's well worth doing it, and it's well worth holding it down securely at the back with some low tack tape. Little top tip from our Miss Fisher. She's a lady full of inspiration and full of top tips, she is. Now we're going to apply a bit of ink to this. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to place my stamp in before I do. Yes, that's what you're going to do, Debbie. You're going to keep it in. So I'm not moving out. If you notice, I'm not taking this off. But I'm going to use one of the lovely silhouette ones. So I'm going to, because I've got it all in position, I can hold this down, because it's magnet. This is our hero tool. You've seen the clips, haven't you, with our lovely Michelle and our lovely Jan. We all think that of this. Can I tell you, we all consider it to be a hero tool, because it really does mean such a difference when it comes to stamping. But I'm going to use the Arctic Delights. I mean, what do I use on there? Because I absolutely love all of that. I'm going to have to use the polar bear because I love it. I think I'm definitely going to use the Father Christmas floating over. I love how it's been angled, so it looks like it's floating in the air. The penguins, you've got may all your Christmas wishes come true, let it snow on there. But I love these because they're a silhouette, so it means no colouring. It's just a case of a chosen ink. I'm going to have that lowish down, so place you there. And think, while I'm at it, I'm going to bring in Father Christmas over the top. Let's position you there. And I'm going to use quick dry ink. So I'm going to use the black. Nothing to stop you from using things like opaque pigment inks. Add a little bit of heat embossing to it if you want to. A permanent ink, and when I say a permanent ink, I'm meaning the waterproof one, which is the permanent one there. Look, even with that, you can see how it's going to look. Let's pop that on.
A lot of you going for that masket tape on its own. It's very busy. I'm just going to pop the details on the bottom of the screen for you. So if you did want to get that on its own, you are absolutely more than welcome to.
And I will be using it throughout the show. I will be using it. And I often said this, the masking tape, we've put it with this collection because obviously it works really nicely when you want to do your multi-layering techniques and things like that. But take it outside of this collection, you will use that masking tape for a lot of techniques. I've said this earlier on the earlier show. We do have another, we have the Pebeo drawing gum. But some people don't like it because you have to go over it, let it dry, then stamp over, and then
sometimes
take
it smudges a little bit, doesn't it? Sometimes you smudge it out into the
It's a great one, but you can
project.
do it if you've got inky fingers, especially because I've done that before in the past.
And also, if you're patient as well, is the thing with that, isn't it? You've got to be patient. You'll have to let it dry and
whereas this is instant.
set quick properly.
Yeah, this is an instant thing that you can create your masking, your techniques, and it is absolutely well worth it. So I can understand why it's proving to be so popular on its own. And like I said, you can die cut into it, you can use stencils, anything you want to create that masking technique. Even if you want to just create some nice, and sometimes we've got all these lovely stencils in here to create the hills, but you can do that with a piece of jagged masking tape, and it's lovely because it's got a lovely tackiness to it. If you didn't catch that first show, like I said, we will be using it throughout the show. Right, so I'm happy with that, but I want to add a couple of extra little pieces in there. So I'm going to go with my trees, and you've got a few trees to be doing with this. So shall I have, I'm going to do a bit too on the big side, that one, so I'm going to go on with the smaller ones. Now, I wonder if I've got, you see, this is the thing, I've just been telling Debs we've barely got any of his stamping platforms in here. Everything's got legs and walked. I'm going to have to kit it out, I am. I think I might between my next show, I think I'll have a little play with it, because I could really do with a smaller platform for this, a 4x4. But that's had legs and gone. Never mind, never mind. Seriously.
Who are we going to blame for those?
Oh, can we blame?
Who can we blame?
Ooh.
I reckon Debbie Fisher probably had them.
You're just saying that because Debs is in the background.
She's outside the door. She's so deaf. She was only stood outside the door. She didn't hear me anyway. We're saying that you stole the 4x4 platform. Yeah. She's just getting out of her craft bag. I can see it now.
What are you like, Joe? Are you causing trouble? Are you causing trouble? So I'm using smoke plume for this one, just to create a little bit of a lighter technique. So it's got a lovely lighter one. And then I'm going to use the black one. And I'm going to place it over again, just over the top. Just give it a little cover there. And because I'm doing this is creating my own little masking technique without the use of the tape. But there's lots of things you can do. But while you've got that tape, I mean, I certainly would be using it a lot, and like I said, not just in this collection, but I'm just going to create and build up a little scene in the background. Just place that over the top, and you can see how it starts to build up, starting to look nice. But I want to add a couple of more other little things in there, so let me grab a piece of tissue.
And this is the thing that's really lovely about this. You can really make it you, can't you? You're really in charge with this, Debbie. You know, you could give this collection to 100 different crafters and they'd come, even if they made 20 projects, they would all be completely different because it's really customizable. And it's really, up to how you see it, how you compose it, how you put it together.
Absolutely, and that's the lovely thing about this. And I said this earlier on in that earlier show, no two cards will be the same. If you love doing things for for making and selling, you could actually do a full stall of all these, and every one could be a different picture inside because of the scene build. It's almost like it is like a little scene build. It's like a little bit of storytelling, these stamps, where you're telling your own little story with them and building up and being as creative as you want. Oh, just keep it nice and simple. A couple of the ones that I did this morning were really quite straightforward ones that looked really striking, and that's what I love about this. Now I've done the scene, I'm going to start to create the build-up of all the decoration using the inks. And because obviously it's taped down, I know I can lift that off and it's not moving anywhere. So I'm just going to place that to one side. If you do want to make sure it doesn't move, you can always add a little bit more tape and hold your stencil down onto your glass mat. Perfect. So it's not going to go anywhere. So you know that when you start doing this, I mean, you've already got it taped down at the back, but to stop your stencil from slipping and sliding, the glass mat we know is a slippy surface, but it's a tool. I'd say this a lot. It's a workable tool when it comes to your craft making, your card making, your project making, whatever it is that you're doing. Right. So shall we create a little bit of a background? And I am going to use my masks that I've got in here to create and build up a little bit of a scene. You've got clouds in here, you've got the moon or the sun, dependent on what you want. You've got the opposite and the negative. So all the bits that these bits here are I get this the right way around because I always get this the wrong way around. That's the stencil, that's the mask. Yeah, that's it. But again, it's a little, and you can see, like I said, there's little elements in there because it's like we take it from one piece, cut them out, but kept them in the packet so that you've got the opposite and the negative to play around with and build up.
See, I always forget that that bit there that is the mask. I would call them both stencils in my head.
I know, I do it myself. Honestly, Joe, I do it myself. I totally understand that. I think I'll have a little bit on there, just underneath. I'm going to use, I think I'll use a lighter blue, actually. I was going to use my darker blue, but I'll save that one. I'll use ocean blue. Did you say we've got some inks on the show, Joe?
We do, yes. There's a selection of water reactives. You get Midnight, Parakeet, Crushed Velvet, Damson Wine, Fuchsia, Green Topaz, and you'll also receive, if I can get to it, here we go, Smoke Pearl and Spar Blue. They are the 8 colours you're getting. You're only paying for 6 of them, though, which is always handy. Our best-selling ink pad are water reactives as well, Debbie. Very, very popular, aren't they? Yeah,
they are, and understandably so. Fabulous ink pads to be able to create lots of techniques. Now, I know we don't have the finger applicators in stock. Some of you may have already got them. If you haven't, you can head over to the website and pop your email address in there for when they come back in stock. I'm pretty sure they'll be back in soon, Joe. So it's well worth doing that little technique, but I'm just making it a bit easier. But of course, you can use your smaller ink applicators in the terms of the round ones. But I'm just going in for a little bit more extra control. I'm just using my finger ones. And again, I'm just going to create a little bit of a background just around the outside. And literally now, you can see how my trees, I've anchored the trees on the hill. Same with this one, and I could do the same with him. So let's have him as though he's, we'll have him just a bust there like that. And create a little bit of a background scene for them.
Absolutely glorious,
aren't they? It's coming together.
And obviously you could heat emboss them, I'm guessing those silhouette ones if you wanted to, Debbie.
Yeah, and you don't have to necessarily use black. We've got lots of other darker colours that you could use, and you could heat set them. So once you've stamped them with a wetter ink, so the one that doesn't dry straight away, absolutely you can definitely heat set them as well. You could add things like your clear overlay sparkles over the top to add a little bit of extra dimension, some glitter. You could put some sparkling glitter down the sides as well if you want to. I'm going to keep it like that. I'm not going to go too mad because I quite like that. Although, do I bring a bit down here? Let's go a little bit, just to give that definition.
It's Barbara's birthday today. 66 years young, our very own Barbara Rostovsky today. So happy birthday, Barbara.
Happy birthday. And 66, did you say 66?
66 today.
56?
66.
66. Oh, I'm knocking 10 years off you. Happy birthday regardless. And it's so lovely that you've joined us on your birthday. How sweet is that? That's lovely. Right, I'm just going to add, I'm going to put because I'm quite happy with what I've done up to now, but I just want to add the extra little bit of detail. So I'm going to use a couple of colours. I'm going to use a little bit of green on the holly. Don't worry as well, if some goes over, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And that's the lovely thing about our water reactive. That's the word I was looking for. I nearly came out with the wrong one then. But it's the lovely thing about all of our ink pads, the ability to be able to blend as well and mix and match. It looks nice sometimes. It adds a little bit of dimension to them. But again, I'm just going to go in and just touch up the little areas. Yeah, I quite like that. So let's go in with the midnight because I love the midnight. I think what I'll do though is I'll take care, because I've got a bit of area to go around, I'm going to use my round applicator. These are all available on our website. And all it's doing, and of course obviously it's going to be raised as well, so we'll have got a raised element to it. Like I said, you'll see when I mix the two, it doesn't really matter.
Now, if you're not very comfortable, Debbie, with with getting the ink where it's meant to go, could you mask the other bits off if you wanted to and ink the other bits up? How would you go about doing that?
If you wanted to do that, you'd use your masking tape.
Just use regular masking tape, just mask off all the other bits on the stencil.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't mind the mix because I think it looks quite nice. I think it gives it a really authentic look. So I don't mind that, but I can understand why some people don't. But again, I'm just going to go in.
Really, really gorgeous. So many of you are absolutely loving this. Linda's saying hi to everyone. This is Bubble and Squeak. Who else? We've got Deborah. Lots of you letting me know that you're going for these. Barbara asks, or is the Halloween item similar to what is in the Halloween box? Yes, very, very similar. The imagery is the same, the artwork is the same. It's just the configuration is different. but you have got the paper pad in there, which we didn't have yesterday. So yes, very, very similar. If you missed out, that's definitely your best option, the bundle that's over on the website now. And if you want to find that, head to the website, and on the home screen underneath this video, just click shop of the day and you'll be able to see what we have available.
Gorgeous. I'm pleased that people have, you know, even as early as it was this morning, that they've managed to get hold of that collection. Absolutely fabulous, it really, really is. Now, I'm more than happy with what I've got up to now, so I'm just going to clear up a few of my little bits, because this is what happens when I get all inky. I get a little bit messy, and I've got inks coming out my ears round here, Joe. So I'm just going to put all my inks back and line those up. And then what we'll do is we'll take it off, we'll do the reveal. Don't forget to clean your stencils, very easy. You put them in warm soapy water, or just use some nice either tissue or your old cloths, or some wipes to do this. Now, I'm going to lift off my tape. Notice the difference, it didn't move around, Joe, when I was doing it. You know, this morning I'm having a few little slip and slides everywhere. So it's nice to be able to do this. And of course we can do it round the back as well in a second to lift off, because we've got that stuck down. So we know it's not going anywhere. It's just little tips that you pick up as you go along. And of course, like I said, you can use the repositional tape if you want to, but not repositional tape, repositional spray if you want to. But this method with the tape, I think, is probably the easiest, although she's got it all over the platform now. There we go. Let's take off. So again, just lifting those pieces off. And bring the tape towards you so you don't rip too much. But to be fair, if you do, it doesn't really matter, because it's the back part of the design, so it doesn't matter too much if you do. And it's not going to take away from the work that you've done. So, yeah. Let's just bring that towards myself.
You definitely didn't make the same mistake you made this morning, Debbie.
No,
You've really gone for it today in the show.
I was not going to make the same mistake. Like I said, at home, I do tend to hold it with my hands and work around. But I think to show people how to achieve good looks and good, you know, top tips there, tape's a good one. And again, our low tack tape, it comes in a pack of 3.
It's really great value, actually, that tape, compared to what you can buy out there, you know, in the outside world, let's say.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm just going to take that off. I think, is there one more piece? Yep, that's because I went forward into... I could have easily got away with 1 or 2 pieces, but I've been noticed... definitely not letting it move anywhere this time. So again, I'm just going to take off that tape. We'll clean the stencil in a second, but when I take that off, let's just move that out of the way. I've got it stuck, look, sticking to my fingers. That's how oh God, doesn't that look beautiful?
Really gorgeous.
Doesn't that look gorgeous? Really, I'm just going to leave it there for a second just so you can see that beautifulness of that scene. And that's not with using the masking tape, that was with using the masks that come within that collection. The masking tape is an added bonus, and we thought we'd pop that in there. I'm just going to clean my stencil up, and then we'll put our card together, because I just want to make sure I've got rid of all the ink that's on me. Stencil, and you don't have to waste the ink either. You could take an extra sheet of cardstock and rub that ink through to create a nice little secondary ink with your stencils there. But what a difference that made, and it makes such a difference as well when it comes to, and when you put your finger over, you can feel the raised element, the embossed element, which just makes a lovely little extra difference. So what we're going to do is we are going to put our card together. So I've got myself a card blank, like so, and this, hang on a minute, Joe. I can see I've got a wet counter. Just 2 seconds.
Lillian says, the lead reindeer really looks like he's going for it to get over that tree, Debbie. He really does, doesn't he? He's really putting his back into it.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It does such a lovely, though. And like I said, it looks so effective and striking. It looks like I spent hours on it, and I haven't. I've probably spent about 10 minutes on that.
It's very clever.
Yeah, it is. Very clever. And I wish I could take the credit, but I can't. It's Leanne and the team that have brought this to us, which is just phenomenal. So my card base is a 5x7. The other thing that I've done here is I wanted to create a half flap. So literally, you could take away half of the top part to create this flap, or you could make a 5x7 piece, and because again I'm a little bit tight with my cardstock at the minute, I'm trying to make every piece count. I actually just cut myself a separate piece that measured 5.5 by, and if I remember rightly, it's 3.5. Yeah, 3.5, because it was our the halfway mark, kind of.
Yeah.
And then just put myself a little flap and just stuck it onto the inside, because I am going to cover that up, so it doesn't matter that I've got that joint there, by popping on some of our, I say texture cardstock, it's like a satin card, and one of my old papers that I'm using. That's going to be a background drop. So bringing in my glue, let's get some. Come on, Debbie, your glue. Gosh, it's. Do you know what? To say it's been raining, it's still warm, Joe.
Yeah, it's quite warm outside. It's definitely lovely to have some rain. A lot of people saying they would like some rain as well where they are. Rebecca Arnold said, Judy says, we'd gladly share rain with you. Rebecca says, me too. It's been so hot here. I think lots of the southern states of America, still obviously getting really hot weather. It's got to be the hottest. It's one of the driest summers ever, I think, we've had, Debbie. And it's been so warm, hasn't it? There was a little bit of a dip, wasn't there, in sort of like late July, the temperatures dipped a little bit, but it's been pretty much consistently warm all summer, which has been glorious.
It has. It has. It's been lovely. Not sure if we've got any more dew, though, here in England.
Well, I hope we get a nice bank holiday. That'd be lovely.
Oh, well, that would be nice, but August bank holiday notoriously isn't nice.
The August bank holiday, usually, no, the weather isn't the best, is it, normally? So we will see.
Right, I'm just putting all my mats and layers on. I'm literally just decorating the front of my card with this, Joe. I've already cut my panels to size. I always tend to go down 1/4 of an inch every time I do mine. And again, it's just that framing part of it. And then lining up so that that matches. There we go, just drop that down a little bit. And then we're going to just put the front, so our lovely dome is got a dome. Our lovely snow bauble, or the, let's get the proper name, Yuletide bauble, is going to go onto the front panel and sit at the front panel. However, if I just pop that on its own, it looks, in fact, actually, it looks quite nice. It's got a lovely striking part to it, but I want to give it a little bit of rigidity. So I've literally die cut, using the outer frame again, I've die cut myself on in the matching background paper, which I could have done and done a little bit of frugal cut in there, but I didn't with this occasion. But I'm going to give it a little bit of a drop shadow, so I'll just move that to one side, and just by dropping it slightly gives it this lovely shadow effect. This looks really nice, gives it a nice
really
little finish to it. So I'm just going to pop some glue onto the back part of it.
Any questions you've got about this, you know, you get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafts Companion over on YouTube. Bubble and Squeak says, Debbie, joined late. Will you be using the masking tape again in this show?
Yes, I will.
Brilliant. So make sure you stay tuned. Debbie will take you through that. Judy's loving this as well. She says, really love the colours. Rebecca says, this set is so pretty. It is. I think the really lovely thing about it, it really gives you sort of creative control for as to what you want to do with it. It's a set of, you know, dies, stamps, stencils, really going to allow you to create something that's very you. It's just giving you a really awesome framework to make it easier, so as, you know, all the hard work's done for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm just going to finish off with one of the sentiments as well. So I'm going to stick that down, so that's going to hit around that mark, and this will sit at the bottom. I'm going to lift it a little bit by adding some foam pads to them both. So I'll put one there and one there. And I'll do the same with the bauble as well. So I'm going to pop that down, put it the right way around. Ooh, nearly, Joe. Nearly had that upside down. Let's pop that there. And then
how many bank holidays do we get in a year, Marisol asked? I think about 6, isn't it? So we have Easter, May Day, Whitsun, August. They're the 4 ones that we have throughout the year. And then is it Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day? So it's 7.
Yeah.
Sounds about, it's about 7, I think, yeah. Not many. I think they get about 18 or 19 in Spain.
Pardon?
Oh, yeah, honestly. There's so many bank holidays in Spain.
Wow.
So many. We get among the lowest in Europe, and Spain has amongst the highest in Europe.
Wow, didn't realise that. I'm living in the long country.
How is your Spanish, Debbie?
0. I actually don't know anything in Spanish. How bad's that? I don't even know how you say hello in Spanish.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola. Cama what? Camas?
¿Cómo está? Isn't that, is that Spanish or is that, that's Italian, I think, ¿cómo está, isn't it? Yeah. That's George's.
Is that George?
That's the extent of George's
Spanish
Spanish
me with
there.
The wrong language there. What is he like? What is he like? Now, apart from adding a few little gems and things like that, I'm going to keep it because I want the main part to do the talking on this particular design. And again, you can see, and we've done this from scratch. You've seen me do it, cut it out. You've seen me stencil, stamp, put the inks to it, and you see me just make that card from scratch, which is just beautiful. So like I said, I'm going to let that do the talking. I'm not going to add anything else to there.
Really, really gorgeous. Got to apologise to George, Debbie. ¿Cómo estás is how are you in Spanish.
Oh!
There's me saying, oh, I don't even think that's Spanish. Yeah, it turns out it is Spanish. Yeah, so George is Spanish, obviously better than my Spanish. All I can really say is lo siento, solo inglés, which means I'm sorry, only English. Let me take you through the designs you're getting, because you're getting two kind of different feels with this. You've got the snow globe shape, and within the snow globe shape, you'll get the die to cut out the main sort of concept, and then the stencils, which will allow you to stencil over that and really start to put your own stamp on it when it comes to different colours and inks and all of those kind of things you want to add. Then you'll get the bauble, or the ornament, as I know you guys call it stateside, and again the stencils, which will complement that shape for you. And then what we're moving into is all the different stamps that you've got here. So lots of different themes, which will all work really well in the aperture of those concepts. So you've got Home for the Holidays, which is this one here with the snowman, the cute little cottage, the sleigh. This is your Alpine Village set. Makes me want to go to somewhere like, I don't know, the Christmas markets in Berlin or something, Debbie. It's got that kind of pop across the continent for a Kartoffelpuffer. That's what it makes me want to do. Which is that Kartoffelpuffer is a... no. How dare you, Debbie?
They do really good sausages in Germany, don't they? There's, what do they call them? They're
Bratwurst.
Crack what? Crack what did you say?
Bratwurst.
Oh, bratwurst. These things are completely different, but they do them really great big whopping, and they are lovely. Stop laughing. They are lovely. They are lovely. I love, because we have a German market that comes over to Barnsley, and that's the first. It's the beeline. It's the one that I got to first. Do you know, great big? They're like foot-long sausages. Behave yourself, young man.
Kartoffelpuffer is a German potato.
It's
not a sausage. No, it's not the same sausage. It's a German potato cake, Debbie.
A potato cake?
Yeah, you either have it with apple sauce or sugar on top. Very, very delicious.
That sounds delicious.
Oh,
what did you call it again?
Kartoffelpuffer.
Kartoffelpuffer. Say it again.
Kartoffelpuffer.
Kartoffelpuffer.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to remember that for a German market comes coming soon. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can get one of them.
Kartoffelpuffer. Anyway, let me...
Hey, you learn something new every day in this place, let me tell you.
Every day's a school day here at Crafters TV. So you're going to get the Alpine Village, and you will also get the festive birds included in there. Then you've got the Woodland Winter stamp, that one there, and you've got the Holy Night in there too, and you will receive the Arctic Delights as well. And also, the other great thing is you will have lots of other stamps, I think, already in your stash that you're able to bring in to this particular set, which I think will be brilliant. 60/70 or 77.95 gets you all of it. That is, of course, as always, the best way to get the best value. It's always the case when it comes to the collections that we bring to you. If you're spending £40 or $50 on individuals, you will get an extra 10% off. So always worth bearing that in mind. 10% off the usual price there as well. Jean says, I love European Christmas markets, the Glühwein especially. Stop talking about sausage, says Rebecca. Gilmore says, oh dear, Debbie. And Rhonda saying, lol, Debbie. Honestly, the gutter girls, they are. You've set them off, Debbie, you really have. Let's all compose ourselves. Let's also give you an opportunity to check out your basket. So whilst you do that, here's the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook. where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
So I'm from a beautiful town called Carnoustie. So many people may recognise the town as a golfing town, famous golfing town. We get lots of big golfing events. I can't say that I'm a golfer myself, but we do get a lot of the celebs, golfers, musicians, actors, all of these turning up at the town. For those that aren't into golfing, what I would tend to say is it's sandwiched in between Arbroath and Dundee, so we are quite far up. I love my town. I love where I am now. However, I will say one of the main things that I miss about my hometown, apart from my family and friends, of course, have to say that, otherwise they're going to watch this and be like, where's our mention? It is, of course, the beach. You know, we're right on the River Tay. We've got the gorgeous beach, the sand and the sea. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the one thing that I always make a beeline for as soon as I arrive back home for a little visit.
I was brought up in Colnbrick, which is a little village near Slough, so it's not very exciting, but we do have the third oldest pub in the whole of the UK there, and it's where the Cox's Pippin apple was first invented or first discovered. But I moved to Chiswick in West London about 25 years ago, and I've lived there ever since, and I love it. It's full of, I wouldn't necessarily say celebrities, but TV stars, so it's quite good for celebrity spotting when you're having a cocktail on the high road.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that?
We'll do it.
Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Gilmore's suggesting I should record Kartoffelpuffer for you so you can play it at the market when you go. Shall I send it to you in a voice note and then you can...
Send me a voice note
I will
and then
do.
I can press that, because I'll end up getting it all wrong and it'll come out all wrong.
Goodness knows what you'd end up with.
I've still forgotten what you've said. A Kartoffelpuffer.
That's it, yeah.
Yay!
You've got it. You've got it. You're all set. You're
I'm all set. I'm all ready.
All set for the European markets. You really are. Renee says, I just want the snow globe and the Arctic stamps. Renee, if that's what you want, you can go for that. Spend over £40 on any individuals, or $50, you'll save 10%. And everything in this bundle is available to you individually. A lot of you actually are going for that new masking tape as well. So it's up to you. Go for the big bundle. The biggest bundle is always how you get the best value for the large collection, but you can just pick and choose should you wish. We've got something for every price point. I want to just remind you about this. It's the Frosty and Bright here, 12 by 12 pad. It's been very busy, one of your favourite festive pads of the year so far. Really lovely purple and teal colours running all the way through this. Works exceptionally well, of course, with the Frosty and Bright collection, or you can use it on its own as one of your festive pads. This one here is a Winter's Tale that we've got. We've really, I think, knocked it out of the park with the festive 12 by 12s we've done. These were just launched on their own. They don't belong to a specific collection. They're just a really good, I don't want to say generic because that's underselling it. Let's go with versatile Christmas pad that you can have for lots and lots of different Christmas projects. So that one is a Winter's Tale. That one's a little bit more traditional. And then we've also got Winter Solstice, which is slightly more contemporary. It's quite Scandi, I think, this particular one. But again, a really lovely selection of artwork and imagery. Lots of depth and dimension still in every single one of the pages that you have here too. A really lovely collection. And that one there is Winter Solstice that you are looking at. So definitely snap those up. $14.99 or $19.99 if you want to get your hands on that one. But we are going to go back to that launch, of course. It is your Celebrate the Season collection. A really lovely selection of dies, stamps and stencils in here for you. And remember, you are getting that brand new masket tape. A lot of you have decided that you want to go for the masket tape on its own individually. If you want to do that, of course, you are more than welcome to. You will find everything over on the website under either Shop the Day or Shop the Show. Both of those buttons just underneath the video on the home screen, so make sure you go over and do that. There will of course be a craft along for this as well. I don't know if it's scheduled in just yet, but as soon as it is, we will let you know. It's not on the schedule just yet, but no doubt we'll be seeing a craft along coming for this really, really soon. Right then, we're going to go back to Debbie. Where are we going next, Debbie?
I'm going to use the snow globe. I love this one again. And I'm going to make an easel card with this. So I'll show you how you can create your easel card with a bit of ease. I've switched cardstock. I've used some watercolour cardstock. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, watercolour cardstock. And I've just chopped a piece, and I've actually just given it a score line because I'm going to create an easel card, so I need 3 bases, but I can make my easel card a little bit easier by cutting through 2 at once. So I'm taking my snow globe and I'm just going to literally lift it a little bit over the edge. So can you see at the top there? I've got a little bit of a gap because I want that to stay connected. So I'm just going to push that up a little bit more. I'll give it a little bit of a, I'll give it a little bit extra there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of low tack tape just down to hold that and not move it. So we'll run that through our Gemini again, and I'm going to cut out in the second time. I'm going to use a separate piece there, but I want a full globe that will act as the mats. This is going to be the base and the easel part. So again, I'm just going to bring in my platform, and we're going to just go in with all those plates there to create this that will cut through both pieces, like so, she says. Trying to get that in there. There we go. Keep your plate. It's always nice and flush. I say this a lot. Got to keep it nice and flush for it to go in the mouth properly. People will say to me, "Oh, it's not going in. It's not." It's usually because you haven't got your plates together. Right. So it's always a little reminder to myself. But that cuts through the full piece of both of those sides. So I'm just going to release that for a second.
I think we take for granted as well, don't we, sometimes, how well the Gemini dies work with the Gemini machine. You know, you can cut through really, really thick projects.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we do, because this is cut through 2 pieces of that cardstock, which is textured cardstock at that, and a bit of weight behind it as well. So, but yeah, it's cut through. And the reason I've done it this way, Joe, is because I wanted it to have it connected to make my easel part easier. So that's just creating, that could actually be a card front, and you could still then pop on another base. So you're going to cut through there, and I will do. I'll just show you what I mean by that. So I'll put that through like so. There we go. And then I'm going to just take that through as well. There we go. Right, so pop that through. Yeah, so yeah, we forget about the Gemini jewellery. The power, the pressure is amazing. There's so much different materials and mediums that you can cut through that we sometimes forget. But I did do a masterclass this weekend and showed lots and lots of different ways that you can use your Gemini, which I know proved to be very popular because I had lots of messages after the show, which is always lovely. Now, what that does there, Joe, is it creates the bit that's going to go on the front. However, we want to put a score line into the centre. So just use your scoreboard and literally take your scoreboard, pop it in, and then that part is the easel part, which is then where this full piece sits on the bottom and creates the easel. So that's how you would create an easel. Looking at this one, this has got a funny shape to it as well when you look at it with nothing in it. Pair of ears.
Someone said it looks like a Santa with headphones on.
Yeah.
Who is it that just said that?
Who said that?
Oh,
I love that, but
it.
it does. It's funny how we look at things.
Georgianne says it looks like Santa with headphones. Looks like the genie from Aladdin, says Rhonda. And Shannon says it looks like a monster or Monsters Inc. There you are.
Yeah, I
you'll
see
see,
that
isn't
as
it?
well. I can see that. Isn't it funny what we see? It is. It's ever so funny what we see when we look at shapes. Now I'm going to do pretty much the same as what I did on that first demo, to hold it down into place. And again, you're going to have to excuse me because I'm going to have to do it by eye. I'm not going to use as much tape this time. I'm only going to use a couple of pieces, not 4. I just need to anchor it down in either corner. But I'm just going to do it by eye, if you don't mind, so that I can get it right when I look it up in the light. There we go. That looks about right. So if I just pop that down, 1 bit, 2 bits, and again I'm going to do the same, Joe. I'm going to run it through because I do like the embossed feature to that. So you don't have to. You could use the stencil just as it is if that's what you wanted to do. But I do like the idea of having the raised element through it to give it that little bit of extra sculpture. So I'll just repeat that again for you when you're doing that. This is when you'll use your rubber embossing mat and your plastic shim. And if you just remember that the stencil needs to go down, face down onto the plate with the cardstock facing upwards, rubber embossing mat, plastic shim, and lastly the second cutting plate.
Perfect.
And run that through. And that's how you would do any stencil. And I did again on that masterclass, I did a little segment on that. Fairly near the beginning of the show, fairly near the beginning. But again, it just gives it that extra little bit of texture and that extra little bit of dimension that is well worth just running it through your machine. And you can see again, George, if you're coming close, you can see how it's been pushed through the cardstock. If I just tell me how I need to anchor it for you, is that a good way of doing it? There you go.
Cool.
So you can see now that's pushed through the stencil, which means when I lift it off, it's got, oh
nice.
George, can you get in there?
Yeah, I can see that there.
Can you see that? Doesn't that make a difference? It is well worth. Oh, it's coming in right close. Got to have my nails on.
Really dimensional. It looks like it's been embossed with an embossing folder, actually.
Yes, it does. And so it is worth going through that and, you know, and doing that little extra one pass of the machine. So once you've done the die cut, do that and it looks absolutely fabulous. But like I said, if it's quick batch making you want to do, you can skip that bit out because it still looks lovely when you put the inks through. The only added detail there is that it's got a raised element to the inks that I'm going to be using. Now, I was going to keep it nice and simple, but I thought, I'm going to have a play around with this stamp set because my original idea was just to do the one and keep it nice and simple, but I was going to talk about the idea of using your stamps. I mean, there's so much you could get in there. In terms of, we could have those in the background of the, and again, you could be using your masking roll. Wait a minute.
Your
tape roll.
mask it tape.
Thank you.
I had to read it off the packet, Debbie, so don't thank me.
I just call it masking tape, but I know it won't. I know the official name isn't that, but it is masking tape. But I'm going to keep this on, and again, you've got all of these stamp sets to choose that will fit in there, but there is nothing, absolutely nothing, to stop you from taking the stamps from the other collection and mixing those into the globe. It depends on what you're after and the look that you're going to achieve. You've got the lovely houses in this one, the house scene. You've got the robin redbreast and the robin redbreast on the branch there. Again, absolutely fabulous. So you've got 3 different scenes that you can be working with. And again, absolutely phenomenal. I love these. 2 of these are open. 1 silhouette there. And this one's got mainly all silhouette stamps. So again, for quick and easy, absolutely beautiful for that. So I'm going to do that. We're going to have a little play. Let's have a little play. And let's stamp all those images. I like to do it this way because I can see where it's positioned into the globe, and I can also know that can you see how this stencil fits over? You get this lovely white line effect around the outside to give it the frame, so it looks like you've done a bit of matting and layering, but really you haven't. It's the inks that create that matte and layer. So it's nice and easy to do and nice and easy to achieve. But we're going to have a few scenes on here, so we'll have that in the centre part. Stamping platform, Debbie, bring that back in. Excuse me. Has Deb's gone now, by the way, Joe?
Oh.
I haven't seen her for a bit. Has she gone now? Lovely to catch up with her earlier.
Well, she's been up. She was saying she's been up since 1:30 in the morning.
I know, she has, God love her. She did the morning show.
I thought she'd been out last night is what she meant. No, she meant that, yes, she was up early for a morning show. Woke up 1:30 in the morning, didn't want to miss the alarm, so didn't go back to bed.
I know,
goodness knows,
and then she's
goodness
drove.
knows what time she had to be up.
I know,
but,
I get up at 3. I know Deb says about between 3 and 4 she gets up.
What time do you need to be in the
So you have to be in the studio for
shows?
5 o'clock. So you have to, in 5 o'clock in the morning, you have to be in the studio.
And what time does it start?
6 o'clock. It goes live at 6.
For 2 hours?
So 2 hours, 6 till 8. But so I get up at 3. I literally told Deb this morning, I stand under the shower for about 10 minutes like that. And then about 3 coffees before I can actually...
Are you able to go to sleep any earlier, though?
I try, but last week when I was down there, it was in the mid-heat wave.
Ooh.
And I couldn't sleep. So and then I had to drive to come up here. I'm like, I totally understand where Deb's is coming from. But it's one of those things, isn't it? I think sometimes in yourself, you're too scared to sleep because you think you're going to miss the alarm. It's a bit like when you go on holiday and things like that. You don't want to, if you're going on an early morning flight, you don't want to miss your bed sleep. You're so excited anyway, you can't sleep.
When we used to go live early in the mornings here, was it 8 a.m. we started?
We used to go live,
and
yeah,
that felt early enough, getting up at 6 to be for 7 and go on for 8. So yeah, being in for... You go live at what time?
Over there, we go live at 6.
Oh, goodness me.
We go live at 6 o'clock. Yeah, it's an early morning start, but it's lovely. I love it. It's a fabulous show. It is. Oh yeah, that's a point. Now I can see just here. I've missed that area. This is why we call this. Did I just drop something then? Did you hear a clatter?
What you dropped?
I don't know. I heard
didn't hear
something
anything.
drop. Did you not hear anything?
No.
Was it just me?
I think it was you.
I swear I heard
That's
something.
really
Isn't that a
cute.
beautiful stamp?
Really nice.
Even just that on its own, I think looks absolutely fabulous. But I don't want to do just the one. I want to add a little bit more. Like I said, this is really your own chance to tell your own little story, and it's such a great scene. And there's so many beautiful stamps on there. I think it's well worth taking the time and telling the story, keeping everything into position so that you can have, you've got free license then to have a play around. We will do a little bit of the masking technique, but we've got all these characters on here. So I'm going to do some of the palm trees, and I'm going to do some of the lovely animals there. So where shall we start? So let's start with the palm trees. Are they palm trees?
Awesome.
Would you call them a palm tree?
Yeah, palm trees.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, well, we'll call him a palm tree. I'm going to put one on that side and then I'll have a little play around. But honestly, and I'm going to position it a little bit higher because I'm going to put a cow in a cow?
I know all of this sort of style of, all of this nativity style of craft pots all have palm trees in them. But you know what, Debbie? When I went to Israel, I don't remember seeing any palm trees. That's what I was thinking to myself the other week. I was like, I know it's one of those things we do it because we've always done it. It, denotes the idea that it's somewhere tropical. But I just don't remember seeing any palm trees.
I've never been, so I can't comment.
I went in 2019.
Did you?
For Eurovision.
Ah. Oh, I bet it was lovely. What an opportunity.
It was very, very hot.
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to bring in my rocker blocks because I'm saying rocker blocks. This is the only one I can find, which is quite a large
actually,
one.
Debbie, there's loads of palm trees in Israel. Ignore me. I've just googled it. Yeah. There's actually a variety of palm tree called the Judean palm tree. So obviously there is there are lots of palm trees.
You're a comic, Joe. You are. I didn't know if they were or not because, like I said, I've never been, so I couldn't comment. I really couldn't comment. I'd love to go. Sounds beautiful. You won't be going somewhere exotic this year for Eurovision, though, will you, Joe?
And they're also mentioned in the Bible. I think that's why. Sorry, Debbie, I was reading something and I completely missed that. I was reading about the palm tree.
I said you won't be going anywhere exotic this year, though, will you, Joe, for the Eurovision?
Oh, I would say Glasgow's exotic, wouldn't you, Debbie?
Do you really think it's going to be Glasgow?
No, it's going to be Glasgow. I'm 100% confident it's going to be Glasgow. Yeah, for sure. I've already got my hotel booked for the 2 separate weeks that it could be. So.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Have you really done that?
Booked it months ago when I thought it was going to be Glasgow. Oh, I've had it booked for ages, yeah. And hilariously, Charlotte texted me a couple of weeks ago. She was like, if you're so sure it was going to be Glasgow, why don't you book your hotel? I was like, oh, Charlotte, you have seriously underestimated me here. Yeah, way ahead. I haven't booked them in every city because I thought if it's in Manchester, Debbie, I'll stay at home.
You're fine.
If it's in Sheffield, I'll sleep on Debbie's sofa.
Yeah.
I could actually commute really from Manchester to Sheffield. It's only an hour, isn't it, to get to the arena.
Yeah.
If it's in Leeds, I'll get the train in the evening and go because it's only up the road. It's only 45 minutes an hour on the train. If it's in Liverpool, I'll also stay at home and get the train because again, it's only an hour, 45 minutes an hour the other direction. So as long as it's not Newcastle or Birmingham, we're all good.
Oh, bless you.
Not that I've thought about it, obviously.
Not that you've thought. No, you've not thought about it at all, have you? I tell you what, they don't have to think about is building scenes up with this. Look how it's coming together, Joe.
Beautiful,
it's
isn't it?
looking really beautiful. And I've not even had any of the stencils or any of the colour yet. But this is the lovely thing. And like I said, my original one was just going to keep it quite nice and striking and plain and simple and tell a very, very clear message there. But I feel like I want to just add a little bit more. So I'm going to fetch the itsy bitsy teeny weeny little, not a yellow polka dot bikini, but a little tiny, now that I can stick it on there, my little teensy wincy little rocker block. And I'm just going to pop that on. I'm just going to make sure I've got no ink on there. And let's give that a little, I'm going to turn that so I can make it a bit easier for myself. Let's have you down there a little bit. But yeah, you can really start to have a lovely play with these and create your own little story. And already I'm really getting I'm quite happy with what I've done. I'm quite glad I've changed it because I do this a lot. No wonder it takes me, no wonder I go through a show and only do about 3 or 4 demos because I'm always changing things all the time. But again, it's just showing you the kind of versatility that you can do with these. So you can keep it really simple, but already you can see a massive difference by adding extra bits. And I've been able to do that with this fabulous stamp set. Leanne and the team, again, I don't know how they do it. I genuinely do not know how they come up with all these fabulous ideas all the time. It's just amazing what they do. Now, I'm going to go back to my stamping platform for this bit because I want to make sure that I get that in the right place. Please apologise. I had a little tiny bit of wind then come out. Top end. Just thought I'd just...
What was that?
I am a little bit of an oversharer.
Bit of wind,
but,
top end.
A little bit of an oversharer, but a little bit of a burp came out then. So apologies if you did hear that. Did I not have to tell anybody?
I didn't hear it. No, I didn't hear it.
I
was oblivious.
I
love that you clarified top end though.
Just to make sure, yeah. But yeah, well, a little bit of a burp there because I had a lovely dinner. I had a jacket spud with, I thought it was tuna and cheese, but it turns out only tuna. Still beautiful. But I had onions. I love onions and I could eat a raw onion, literally.
You could eat a raw onion like an apple?
A raw onion easily.
A white one?
Oh, what one?
A white one?
No, red. No,
okay, not a white one.
Don't do white. No, tasty red.
I mean, obviously, because, eating a red onion is completely fine, but a white onion, oh no, I mean, that's completely not normal. Like eating a red onion is something you do every day.
Oh, of course, I thought everybody did. It's just gorgeous. I love raw red onion, absolutely delicious. But yeah, it gives me a little bit of wind issue. Top end, brilliant. Yes,
top end.
Keep clarifying that, please. Keep clarifying.
Christine Mahoney says, yes, that's how I am. Can't sleep when I have got something going on in the morning. I think, I missed the alarm going off. That's how I am with your shows. Set the alarm, but can't sleep as I'm scared I'll miss a show. I haven't slept properly in years now, she says. I love that.
Oh, bless you. Right, so you can see the images come together. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some colour to this. Because again, just think this is just beautiful. So I'm just trying to tidy up as I'm going along, Joe. So let's have a think of the colour scheme. Got to have a bit of red in here. So we'll go with, I think I might go with a bit of red berry, which was one of our Christmas colours. A bit of Bordeaux. Honey pot, where's my honey pot? Got to have a little bit of honey pot. Now then, what have you done with your honey pot, Debbie? Well, Friar Brown, bit of orange. Have I got my honey pot? I know you're in here somewhere. There it is. There it is. You can really have a play around with colour because there's lots of areas. Oh, I need a bit of pine tree. In fact, I'll go with green topaz this time. I'll have a different one. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got them all lined up around there. I'm going to keep it on there. It's not going to hurt it to keep it on and keep it into place. Again, you could be taping it down, but while it's there, I'm going to leave it on my one of my hero tools myself. Just make sure I've got that in the right order. Let's get some finger dabbers and let's get colouring. Again, make it easy for yourself. Make this part easy. Let's go in with fire brown, and we'll go in with a little bit of fire brown across the central part. Let's just go in there.
And I'm guessing, could we use any of our ink pads here, Debbie, or the water reactive is going to work best for this?
Water reactive, pigments, you can use your quick dry as well. You just need to keep it wetter, so you're going to have to put it onto a non-porous surface, which is your glass mat.
Yep.
That's what you need to put it on. Let me have said that right, Anta. Porous,
yep.
Non-porous, yep. Onto the glass mat to keep it wetter. But yeah, you could do that as well, so if you want to. So it depends on what inks you've got, as depending on what you'll use.
Apparently, you and Miriam Margulies, I knew this as well, I don't know why I didn't leave it. Miriam Margulies eats white onions like apples. There you are.
Oh, does she?
And she is notoriously quite windy as well, yeah.
Excuse me?
She is, not top end though. If you follow Miriam Margulies on TikTok, you'll know exactly what I mean.
Oh, she is quite a funny lady.
Oh, hilarious.
She is a funny lady, isn't she?
Her Audible audiobook is hilarious, like side-splittingly funny.
Is
Because
it?
she narrates it and does all the little voices of all the characters in it. Yeah, very,
So
very,
is it worth
very
getting
funny.
the audio book rather than the...
I think I've got both. I mean, I only have I've got the book at home, so I look intellectual and people think I can read, and then in fact I go, oh yeah, I've read it and I've listened to the audiobook. I've seen her on, yeah, she's been on Graham Norton so many times. She actually did a tour recently, like a theatre tour, where it was an audience with Miriam Margulies, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make it. I was gutted. I love her.
Oh, I bet that were funny. I bet that were funny. Because she is an incredibly funny woman. I'm not going to lie, I do like to watch her.
Some people find her a little crass, but I love her.
I get that. I can understand that.
Yeah,
I can understand that. I think it's not for everyone, is it? It's not for everyone. But there's, most of the courses, that's the thing about life, isn't it? That's how it is in life. I'm going to add a little bit of the Bordeaux just to darken up and take away from there. But again, just have a play with this. This is the bit that I'm going to say. Have a play around with it and create something. Really, and like I said, I'm not worrying if I've gone over any areas. It doesn't matter because I think it just adds to the effect and it adds to the flavour of the card. Flavour, the flow. There we go. So I'm going to bring in another bit of the green. Let's go in with the green because we've got some holly on there as well. I feel like I'm in the craft room, with me again, because I do love doing things like this, just having a little play around. Like I said, I've had a little bit of a change.
Green, brown and red together is a lovely classic combo, isn't it, at Christmas?
What's the
green, brown and red together.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So again, let's just go in. Now that's already looking lovely.
Stunning.
I think I'm going to stop. I think I'm going to leave it. I think if I carry on, I'm going to get a little bit carried away. And we're not doing any carrying away. We're going to carry on because we've got all of this to have a little play with. So if I just put all my ink pads to one side, let's move those out of the way. I'm going to bring in me honey pots. Now this is when you can have a little play with your masking tape. I am going to show you, and I think I'll do a different kind of a demo next to show you about the masking tape. But I have, don't forget, in the stencil set, and if I go back to my stencil set, I have got all of these lovely things to play around with as well, which means I can start to build up, again, scenes. You're going to tell your little own story there, and you're going to use these to create the masks. And again, some really nice shapes in here, so you can literally anchor those. And I will use my honey pot for this, but you can really have a good old play.
Sweet Maui onions are the best, according to Dieta. She says pickled red onions, also yummy. Oh, a pickled onion, yeah, I'm all about a pickled onion.
I love pickled
And do you know what else I
onions.
love, Debbie?
What's that?
I love a pickled egg.
Do you really?
I know some people like to take them and leave them. They're very divisive, aren't they? Pickled egg. Love a pickled egg, me.
I think I'm with George on that one.
You what?
I think I'm with George on that one. I'm not so sure about the pickled egg.
You're with George on that one?
I am. Me and George have got very similar food tastes, drink tastes. It's a bit uncanny, really, but we do have very similar tastes in terms of what we like.
Pepsi Max Cherry, Disco Crisps, all on the...
Salt and vinegar, Disco Crisps, prawn cocktail, do you know those lovely prawn cocktail deep ridge, I forgot what they call them now. Deep ridge cards, deep ridge crisps, McCoy's. There are other well-known brands out there. I'm not advertising certain crisps. There are other crisps out there, but yeah, orange twirls. I've got him onto a caramel twirl as well now. He's had a taste of me caramel twirl.
George says his all-time top chocolate is an orange twirl.
Oh, I think it is mine. I'm not going to lie. I think it's mine as well. I am not going to lie. I always get drawn back to it because we were a bit upset at first, weren't we, George? We thought it were a limited edition.
Upset?
And I actually nearly sent a petition into Cadbury's. I did, yeah. I made sure that the vending young man, before his, and I said demise, but before he left the job.
Right.
I asked him to make sure we had a lot of orange twirls in. He literally filled the chocolate section up with orange twirls. Me and George in his element. We were in his element.
All of George's wages apparently going in that vending machine.
Oh dear. Now literally all I'm doing there is I've had a little play with my mask. You can see that lovely scene building there. And I'm going to just add a little bit of orange just around to give it a bit of a sunset feel. I'm going to clean my stamping platform up because obviously there's a little bit of ink that's dispersed onto there, but I'm quite happy with that. And I think, again, this is when I have to learn to step away from things because I get carried away. Stop.
That looks beautiful, Debbie.
Thank you, thank you. And I have gone away from a little bit of what I was going to do, with good reason though, because again, it's just showing you the two differences. And I will show you my original card, but again, I just want to show you. And if I just turn that over, I'm just going to lift off the tape that I've taped down. Makes everything easier as well. Don't, like I said, if it does rip off, because obviously I've put through, it's the thing that I tell people not to do. You don't put tape on the back when you are rubber embossing it. But on this occasion, this is the time that I'm going to let you get away with it because we need it to make sure it stays down. So the low tack tape, obviously, when it's gone through this stage, is quite strong. It's no longer low tack tape, and you'll all know what I mean by that because we've all done it. But it doesn't matter. It's not going to be seen. I will clean up those, but oh my goodness, doesn't that look beautiful? And I've gone off completely where I was going because that was the original one that I was going with.
Oh, I much prefer the one you've just done.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, I said about each one being a different story every time you use them. You can see that in the terms of just using the one stamp and the sentiment. But on this one, I've actually built it up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back in my where's my folded card? There it is. Because I'm going to create an easel card. This is going to sit on the bottom, on the top. But I've cut myself some cardstock out and run it through my Xyron machine and just to pop it and layer it over. And again, I've just used the die to do that with my piece of card. Don't get that. There we go. Perfect. It's got a little bit skew, we forgive. It's on the inside. I've gone with a piece on earth for the inside of my card. So let's just, and again, I've used this with the stamp set that's in the collection, and I'm using that as a little bit of a flopper stopper. I can't think of a original name now because I keep calling it a flopper stopper, and it's a
what?
Right, so
floppy stopper.
So I call it a flopper stopper.
Flopper
stopper. The card from flopping over. You've probably not heard this before, but because I've been saying it ever such a lot now, I can't even think of the right name to call it now.
A flopper stopper.
A flopper stopper. Yeah, it stops my card from flopping over in an easel card.
So you mean just a stopper?
Thank you. That's the right word. Just a stopper.
Do you want to call it a flopper stopper? You call it a flopper stopper?
I do. And then I've got in some nice sparkly ribbon that I'm just going to add underneath my flopper stopper. And we'll put that underneath. And apart from adding a few little gems, there you go. Let's just turn that round. And we've got our own beautiful, there we go. Our own beautiful card base in an easel form. with our scene that we've told. And like I said, the original one looked like this. This is where I was going to go with it. But that just shows you batch making, card making, whatever it is they want to do. You can absolutely keep it plain and simple if you want, or go to town and add the full scene there to create a real traditional Christmas scene. I absolutely love this collection. It really is creative, it's fun, you can get inky fingers, you can get your colouring mediums out, you can have a lot of fun with this, you really can. I absolutely love it, and I know full well when you get yours home, you are going to love it too as well. Absolutely.
Amazing. Let me recap then exactly what you're getting in here, because it is very, very busy on this collection now. Two different styles of project you're going to be able to make with this. I'm making a right old mess over here. So this one firstly is a snow globe. That's the die that's going to create that for you. And then you've got the stencils, of course, which are going to allow you to create that wonderful inky image over the top. We then also have the bauble, and again, you're going to get the stencils included that allow you to create the bauble. And then all of those really versatile stamps, which you're going to be able to really create your own theme and story in that particular project. So this one is Home for the Holidays. You've then got Alpine Village, Festive Birds. This one here is your Woodland Winter Stamp. You've got the Holy Night, and you'll also get then the Arctic Delights as well. £60.70 or £77.95. That's a saving of just over £15, just under $20. You're able to use your Club Inspire discount as well, which means that you're going to be getting an extra bit off of that as well. Platinum members $48.56 or $62.36. Also remember, if you do want to go for individuals, if you're spending over £40 or $50 on individuals, you can get an extra 10% off, which is excellent. So if you want to build your own bundle, you can. But remember, the best way to get the best value is always to get the main collection. Let me do the ink pads for you as well. Very busy on these, and the team over at HQ have put this selection of ink pads together to perfectly complement the brand new launch that we've got here for you. So you're going to get the Midnight, then you'll get your Parakeet, which in German is interesting, Sittich. Sittich. Yeah, very strange. This one here is a crushed velvet. You've got Damson Wine, Fuchsia. This one is a green topaz, Smoke Pearl, and you've got the Spar Blue in there as well. $35.94 or $53.70 is your price on those. You're getting two of those for free, which is brilliant. Talking about getting things for free, in this particular bundle, you're going to get the glitter card for free as well. I mean, we're giving it away, Debbie. We may as well go home. This one here, the green, 10 sheets of the green glitter card, 10 sheets of the red glitter card, included totally free of charge for you. You're also going to receive in here as well the precious metals, which are these ones just here. Really lovely selection from Centura Pearl, this as well. So 310 GSM, really, really amazing quality, which is exactly what you expect. And then you're going to get some of our luxury cardstock. You'll get that in the red. The luxury is great because you get 10 sheets of glitter, 10 of matte mirror and 10 of mirror, and you've got that in the red, the green, and you're getting it in the gold as well, which is joyous. So all of those come your way. $41.96 or $65.84 is your price on those. Right, we're going to take a really, really quick break whilst you check out your baskets. And do you know what? Whilst you do that, why don't we get to know Michelle?
My name's Michelle and I am the newest craft expert. My crafting journey began just after I had my daughter Alice, so she's 14 now. Long story short, I suffered with postnatal depression. My husband sort of noticed, took me to the doctors, and of all things, the doctor suggested colouring. Said it's so mindful, really helps. So anyway, my husband had noticed that I discovered the craft channels. Went out one day, came home with an amazing little craft kit for me, and that is where my addiction began. But one of my main inspirations is actually going onto our pages on Facebook, Instagram, and seeing what everyone else is making with the same stuff that we're making. As cheesy as it's going to sound, Debbie Robinson, Debbie Fisher, those are two of the main people that I watched a lot of. They are all so inspirational. Okay, so I absolutely love everyone that I work with. I don't have a lot of juicy gossip that I can share, but I will say Debbie Robinson is exactly what you see on screen. She is a laugh a minute. She is exactly what you see. So, you know, you think, oh, did I put it on for the camera? They don't. Debbie Robinson is definitely Debbie Robinson, and I love her. And she really does say all the time, what am I like? So other than crafting, I just love being at home with my family. I know that sounds cheesy, but my husband is the most amazing support for me. My kids are fantastically weird, odd, crazy, but perfect. But at the minute, I'm very focused on my health, so I'm exercising a lot. So I would say, other than craft, which like takes up 23.5 hours a day, that my health and lifestyle, I think you would say. So I've had a few cards published in a couple of magazines as designer for the day. So that was sort of a really big deal for me. I loved it. And then I got accepted onto the Crafters Companion design team. Oh my God, the whole world could hear me scream with excitement. And then I got the call to come up and try out for this job. It is by far the most amazing, exciting thing I have ever done, and it's been life-changing.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Oh, absolutely lovely to see that video there of Michelle, wasn't it? Really lovely to get to see Michelle and find out a little bit more about her. She said a lot of things lovely things about Debbie.
I know.
All of which is true, to be fair. So
I know, but how lovely was that? I'm going to message you because that's the first time I've heard that fully, because normally we switch it down so we don't hear, we just see...
When you're not here, we play the other version out where she says all the other stuff. I'm joking. Can you imagine?
I love that. But that's really lovely. I'm going to message you. That's so sweet, what she said.
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, that is really lovely. We've got lots of those as well. Loads and loads of new videos for you, which will be playing out. Very busy still on the launch at the minute. Lots of you going for this. Very, very busy. Most of you choosing to go for the whole collection as well. Remember, that gives you the best value for money. Details are there, again, on the side of your screen. You can see everything there you need to know. Lots and lots of you gone for this already. Remember, you can get the tape individually, the Masket tape individually. I'll give you details for that on its own, and this basically is like a super big wide roll of masking tape. What you can do with that is you can stamp onto it and fussy cut out, or you can die cut it if you want to as well. And it allows you to create a mask full of your stamping. So if you want to start creating inky backgrounds around your stamped images, you've got a great way of achieving that. You get 10 meters on that roll just there, so make sure you snap that at $7.99 or $9.95 if you want to get your hands on that. It's the first day that's been available today, so lots of you choosing to go for that. If you've got any questions, you can of course get them over to me in all the usual ways. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. Lots of love. Oh, Lillian says firstly, Miriam and Alan Cummins did a road trip in a camper van. I've not seen this show yet.
Oh, I do want to see that. Oh, did she do that with somebody else?
With Alan Cumming, yeah.
Yes.
And apparently, Lillian says that's how I found out about the onions. Poor Alan. Well, imagine sharing a camper van with Miriam Margolyes. Fragrant.
I would find that absolutely fab.
Christine says, gorgeous Debbie. Sandra says, Debbie, go to Aldi. They do a wonderful orange Aero type chocolate bar.
Oh.
Orange Aero.
Oh, right, okay.
It's probably called Orange Air On or something like that.
Yeah, they have a play with words, don't they?
Yeah. Rebecca says, so pretty, love the colour. Sarah Brown says, it's a beautiful card. And Deborah agreeing as well, it's a beautiful, beautiful card. We are going to try and squeeze in another demonstrazione, which I think is Italian for demonstration, Debbie.
Yeah, it is, but I'm going to go a little bit off kilter because I've had a lot of messages about this.
Okay.
And I've seen lots of comments coming up how to use it, so I'm just going to do something a little bit quick.
You're going to do an off-kilter thing?
Off-piste. puff piece. I will go back to my demonstration, but I want to
All
show
right.
you. If
Let's
that's
do that.
okay, is that all right? to show
Oh,
you?
absolutely.
And it's just a little,
You're
and
the boss,
it's
Debbie.
literally, I'm not putting a card together with this. I'm just going to show you how to use your masking tape. So do you know when you want to create? So, and I've chosen one of the lovely scenes from the Globes. I've gone with the bauble. Sorry, I've gone for the Home for the Holidays. So do you know sometimes when you want to create a little bit of a texture, and a little bit of scene, you maybe want to put some trees behind the back. It can always be quite difficult to do this, to get this look and to achieve this look. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to use my house first, and I'm going to bring in my ink pad. Just bear with, there it is, I'll use that one. So I'm going to use this, because if you were doing this in colouring in, you would just use the right ink pad. But I just want to quickly show you how you would create this lovely background technique to be able to use your masking tape. So I'm just going to stamp that down, and then I'm going to take a piece of this masking tape, and I'm just going to tear a bit off, just a little bit. You don't have to like die cut it or anything like that. You can if you want, but I just want to stamp it again. Now I know it's going to be in the right place there, so I'm just going to hold it down onto the top of where my image is, and this is just to get the extra stamp over the top. So if I go back down, I know now that I can peel this back. Not worried if I haven't stamped it perfectly, because that's not what I'm after. I'm just wanting to create the little bit of a mask that I can put behind the back. I'm just cutting it around the edge. So if I cut round there, I've then got a template to be able to play with. And I'm not being fussy with this, because I just want to, you would take your time if you were at home, but I want to quickly show you this in terms of how you create that background. And again, I'll just take off that edge. So now what I can do is I can lay back down my house over the top of my house that I've already got stamped. So if I put that down into place, I've got now an area where I can play around with the other stamps. So in terms of, where's my tree gone? There it is. I'm going to put my tree in the background. So we'll have one at the side. So I'll have it hanging over so it looks like it's behind the back. And then I'm just going to pop that on and down. And again, this is just to show you the effect that it creates when you do this. So I'm not doing a full demo, but I'm just going to show you the masking tape. I think my tree's on a bit of a wonk, but I'm not going to worry. And again, I'm going to just, this is probably when you would use, yeah, I'll go back in with this. I'll bring it back on there. Let's just pop that down. Ink. And again, at home, I would be taking a little bit more time with this, but I'm just going to turn it to its side, and I'm going to have it at the side of the house. So if I just pop that down, and then I'm going to have a couple at the back. So we'll pop a little bit at the back. And it's nice to show you this, because this is it brand new today, is Producer Johnny?
Yeah, today,
Is it brand new today, this masking tape?
Yeah, first time we've had it on today.
Yeah, perfect. So it's a good way of showing you how you
I
can
love it when we
create.
bring you like new tools with collections. I think it's really cool. You know how we did the hold and release sheets when we did the paper piecing collection?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm going to just do another little bit. I'm just going to grab another little bit off. I'm just going to put that down there for a second, so I'll use it as a little platform. I'm going to just stamp up my tree. I'm just going to stamp that onto my masking tape. Take that back off again. Just going to quickly cut round there, because this is what you can do. Now, I do like, I'm not going to lie, I like Pebeo drawing gum, but I know from lots of people who I've spoke to said it's a bit messy for them. They end up sticking the brushes, because you've got it, this is a very sticky masking, it's masking glue. So a lot of people they either love it or they hate it. It's a bit like the Marmite. I love Marmite, by the way.
Oh, I love Marmite.
Oh my God, I
There's
adore
been a
this
big
stuff.
debate roaring on over on Instagram.
Is
Do you
there?
have like a light scraping of Marmite on your toast, or do you have a really thick, heavy
Oh,
layer?
thick.
Oh, me too, yeah.
Thick. The tastier, the better for me.
How about you guys in the gallery? Do you have a big, thick, heavy layer of Marmite, or just a light scraping of Marmite? George doesn't have Marmite. Johnny doesn't like Marmite
They're both of the don't like the Marmite.
No.
They don't like Marmite. I love
I wonder
the
if you
stuff.
guys have it in the States, Marmite. I know in Australia they have Vegemite, don't they? That's what it's
Is
called
that the
there.
same? Is the equivalent to
Vegemite
our
is the same as
Marmite?
Marmite, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be happy with that, because I love Marmite. I like to dip my finger in it and just lick it out of the jar. I warm it up and make it runny, because it is quite thick and it is quite thick and gloopy, isn't it? And so I sometimes put it in the microwave and warm it up to make it runny. But yeah, I absolutely
I love it, but you've got plenty of it on.
Oh God, yeah. God, have plenty on. Now, I've just stamped over again. I've just done a couple of my Christmas trees because I'm just going to roughly do this. But again, it's just to show you a very quick way of being able to do multiple layers, which is why I absolutely love the masking tape. And I'm so pleased we've been able to bring it to our little library, shall we say, of our Spectrum Noir products. So if I just lift that back up, I'm just going to get my thing underneath, because I'm going to have a little bit of texture. So I'm going to go over the top of that one as well. Wait a minute, that's not the one, Debbie. That's the way you want to stamp your silly Billy. That bit's covered. It's that bit that I want to cover up. So let's go over the top of that one. But this is the fun thing about this masking tape. And I know a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it, post-it notes, a little bit of scrappy paper, but the problem there is you don't get a good stick. So it can be quite difficult to be able to achieve that look. Now I'm going to stop for a minute because I don't want to cram another demonstration in. However, you get the gist. So if I put this up, and like I just tell you, it's still tacky. So I can keep reusing this.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to put that to one side, I'm going to take that off. And I think, is there one more? Oh, it's my house, isn't it? That's it. Take the house back and peel the house back. There, you've now got a lovely scene. Can you get in close, George? So where you can see, I've been able to layer up multiples. So I've put my house being the main one, and then I've been able to place my tree behind the back. So it's almost like a little woodland a wood log cabin.
A log cabin in the woods.
Thank you. There we go. But you can see now I've been able to do that. I wouldn't have been able to do that just by going over, because how would you do it? You'd either have to mask it off on the tape and then go over. Not anymore, because you've got this fabulous stuff. 10 metres on that roll. 10 metres. That's
amazing,
a lot of masking tape. It's going to see you right for a long time. We put it with this bundle today because obviously it's a new release. But do you know what I would be doing with that? Because there's still sticking there. So I could still go back in and reuse this. So I could go back in over and reuse and carry on building up. And the same with the trees. I could still carry on using that same piece or the same two pieces to have yet more definition in the back. So absolutely save those. Perfect. If you don't want to, it's fine. You can throw them away. I'm not offended. You've got 10 metres. You can do what you want. But that's how you would create your lovely scenes. And you can still do that in the terms of, you could just rip a little bit off, Joe. God, I am going off piece here, aren't I? Literally, to create some texture behind your back as well. Do you know, behind the back of your... when you want to create a little bit of... Let's go in with... Let's think of a colour. Go with a bit of green.
Let's just give you the details for that masket on its own then, just once again. Very busy on its own individually. If you want to get it, $7.99 or $9.95, 15 centimetres by 10 metres, which is absolutely loads.
It is. There's loads and loads. But you can even use it to create some texture.
I like that.
In your, you know, as well as the mask that we've got in there. But can you see, just by using, and this is what I mean about masking tape, I've loved the idea of it. But I've always had to use scraps of paper before, whereas now I've got something that enables to do.
That really finishes that off in a completely different way, the way you've done that there, Debbie.
You what, sorry?
That completely finishes it differently, the way you
Yeah,
just
absolutely. And I'm just using that. Can you see I'm still using the same piece? I'm not having to go in and add some extra pieces, and there's still loads of tack to it. So that's how you use your masking tape. I hope that gave you a little insight. I know it was a bit quick and a bit random, but I hope it gave you a little insight to the kind of thing that you can do with it. And then, of course, you've got the colouring medium there, and you've got your scrap bit of piece that you can actually use. But it's still got, look, it's still stuck down, but it's not sticking down where it leaves residue behind. It doesn't leave anything behind. It is fabulous, and I'm so pleased, finally, here at Crafters Companion, we have got our version of masking tape in terms of craft. You will love it, and I'm so pleased that you're all buying it as well, because I promise you 10 metres will go a long way.
Yeah,
it will go a very long way for you to be able to use time and time again for all your different techniques.
Renee Coghill says, what is Marmite? Oh, Marmite is actually, it doesn't sound very nice. It's a yeast extract. Doesn't sound fun, does it?
Doesn't sound the same.
It's like a very, very thick black paste. That's what it is. Very thick black paste. When it's cold, you can barely get your knife in it, honestly. And it has a very, very bitter taste, doesn't it? Quite quite a distinctive bitter taste. It is delicious though, I can't get enough of it. And you know you're a grown-up, I think, when you like Marmite, because as a kid I hated Marmite.
We never had it.
And then when
I was a
grew
grown-up
up-
when I found it, and I have it on, instead of, especially when I'm on my eating plan,
Yeah, it's good if you're watching...
I have it instead of butter, so I pop it on,
Yeah.
and then put a poached egg, maybe some spinach,
Oh,
maybe
I
some...
couldn't have Marmite and egg together.
Oh, really?
No. An egg yolk and Marmite. Ooh,
Oh,
no.
yeah, delicious.
Oh, it's made me go a bit funny. Lilia says, Joe and Debbie, there are all sorts of... she puts brackets, disgusting new variations of Marmite. Have you tried any? I haven't, but you know what I have heard is brilliant. The Marmite peanut butter you can get.
Ooh, I had the...
Marmite and peanut butter mixed together.
No, I had the chilli one.
Chili Marmite.
Chilli Marmite doesn't do it for me.
There's a chocolate Marmite apparently as well.
Marmite is the only way for me.
There you are. As you've heard it from Debbie herself. Lillian says, I love Marmite on buttered toast or cheese on toast, but I don't buy bread anymore because I eat it without restraint. And she's put a little pig emoji at the end of her message as well. Eleanor says, it's perfect, Debbie. You wouldn't even know that it's stamped with the masking tape. No, you absolutely wouldn't. It's a really fantastic way to go if you want to get that really lovely sort of layered dimensional effect on everything that you are going to do. Right, do you still think we've got time to squeeze another demo in there,
No,
Debbie?
I will. Because
Fabulous.
it's basically, it's the same set, it's just a different story that you're telling in each one. That's all it is. So I'm going to go back where we started with the beautiful, the bauble, not the bauble, yes, the bauble. Look at me, I'm doing it again. Talk about frugal. Oh dear. Remind me, I need some. In fact, you know what I might ask our Jake if he'll let me have his set, and then he can order some in and get it in the morning, can't he? And then I don't have to worry about waiting in for deliveries and things like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask him, because I am literally running on bare minimum at home, and I adore our multi-purpose cardstock. I am so excited, and I cannot wait for the A3 to come. It's on its way, guys. I know people keep asking me. It is coming. It's on its way. Oh, dear me, I can't wait. It's just like, it's going to be my go-to cardstock all the time.
Which
literally.
is the big
A3.
The big one.
It's going
I
to
thought
be,
it was coming a couple of weeks ago.
It was meant to come in a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, that never happened.
Yeah.
I was a little bit
Do you know what
upset.
happened?
No, I didn't know what happened.
Well, I don't know if I can say because I don't know if it's true or not.
Are you allowed to share?
Oh, here you go. I heard that the supplier cut it in half by accident.
What?
That's what I heard.
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure it might not, but that might be the case. Yeah, I think they forgot it was meant to be A3 and cut it in half. So not much longer now. Fingers crossed to go. Yeah, I don't know. That was what someone told me. I'm not sure if that is the case, but it'd be hilarious if it was, wouldn't it? Oh dear. Oh yeah. So I went out and cut all that A3 cardstock in half for you. Oh dear.
Oh dear, I didn't know that. Is that a true story? Or have you just made it up?
I don't know. That's what someone told me happened. I'm not sure it did. I know it was delayed, and I don't know if someone was joking and said that was why it was delayed, or that actually was why it was delayed.
Oh no. Oh no. I can't believe it though, can you? I can't believe that. Especially as we've been so used to doing A4. They probably thought that that's what we wanted and didn't want the A3. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm going to do exactly the same. This time I'm not going to run it through the embossing machine, but please, honestly, if you want to grab a little bit of extra texture, don't use reused low tack tape, Debbie, because it's going to bounce back out. Where's my low tack tape? There we go. Let's just put that onto my onto the back of my stencil. It's the easiest way to do it. It's the most effective way to do it, to stop it from moving around. Like I said, you could use your sprays if you wanted to, but we're going to go in with our, and I'm going to say it because it's our Deb Fisher's little way of doing it. It's such a clever way. So it's all ready for me to then get inky and let's decorate. Shall we have the fun one? Let's have this one. Although saying that now, do you know the log cabin with the trees in the background? Wouldn't that look lovely in there? Doing that masking tape, that would look really nice. Why did I throw it away? I could have die cut that.
I guess you could as well if you had a slightly larger stamped image or something you'd worked on. There's nothing you could put the die over, couldn't you, and cut over it. It wouldn't matter what I'm saying. With the house and the trees there, it wouldn't matter if it wasn't all in the bauble. No. If you'd cut across the edge of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. definitely. But I'm just going to place these into place. I am going to, again, like I said, stop my stencil from moving around. So I'm just going to hold it in place with a bit of low-tack tape, but taking care not to cover over the areas what I want to stamp into. And also, oh, I should have done that on my platform. Is my platform clean? Yeah, let me bring my platform in. I did clean it. Sorry, I'm just going to have to reshuffle that again. Apologies, but it's just my easiest way of doing it. Let's go. Take you off. Take you off.
No problemo. Ella says that's perfect, Debbie. You wouldn't even know. Oh, I read that one already, didn't I? Honestly, what am I like? What am I like? Don't forget there's another show coming up later here on Crafters TV. 6 p.m. Here in the UK, 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 a.m. West Coast, myself and Debbie for launch party. We might have another little look at this launch if you're lucky, but also we've got those Halloween items that we haven't seen.
Have we still got some?
Of today. We do have some available in stock still at the moment. You'll be seeing much more of those in that later launch party show. We've got a preview to do on the upcoming craft kit as well, so that'll be really exciting, along with a load of other brilliant stuff. So make sure you join us both for that a little bit later today.
Right, because you've just said that, I am going to do that, Joe. I'm going to anchor it off a little bit off there, so it gives it, again, a bit of extra dimension when you're doing this. I'm going to put the little one. I love how you've got the inclusion of the big and the little, because it means you can actually create a little bit of dimension just by placing your stamps, because it's just, look, I'm getting all stuck up, sticky fingers. Yeah, you can get that definition of the forward tree to the background tree, and I'm just going to stamp that down. Where's my ink? Because this is a nice coloured ink. What did I do with me? Just bear with me a second, Joe. I had it earlier, didn't I? Oh, it's there. My ink for my alcohol proof. And let's just pop that down. It's pretty much the same kind of idea. You can die cut, although you can, like I did in the first show. If I just bring this back in, I'm just going to bring it back in for a second, Joe, just so I can show you what I mean.
Okie doke.
You can use the outside die to create an aperture into your card, which I think looks beautiful. And think about all the acetates that you could put there.
Nice.
We did a snowflake one, didn't we? We had some snowflake acetate. You could put that at the back of there. But yeah, you can, that's how you can use that. That's the only difference to this. But it's pretty much similar. Die cut, stencil, stamp, colour, and get it that way. And again, you can see that coming together. I think I'm going to keep this one nice and simple, with it being the last one. But you can be keep them as simple as you want or as detailed as you want. You've got the whole of that stamp set, and all 3 different stamp sets offer you different scenes. And there's nothing to stop you from going in now with maybe the other, oh no, that's the same one. There's nothing to stop you from popping in the background some full trees, some silhouette trees in there, or maybe a little wolf in the background. You can mix and match, you can have a play around with them, but I'm going to keep it nice and simple because it is our last demonstration, and I can't believe it's 4:45 already.
4:45 already, Debbie, it is indeed.
Where did that time go? Where did it go?
Where does
Someone
it go?
tell me where it went, because again, it just vanished in the puff of an eye. Puff of an eye? Blink of an eye. Blink of an eye. Seriously, sometimes I do wonder where I get these words from.
You do come out of them, Debbie, don't you? You really do.
Oh, right, so I'm going to... Oh, mask. Where's the mask gone? Let me grab my masks out. We'll have a little play again. So I think what we'll do is... yeah, I'm going to use these again. Just pop them on. But this is the thing. You've got choices. You have choices. And of course... You could do your masking tape over there as well, but I'm just going to, in fact, where's my little finger one? There we go. Let me use my finger one. To create some little scenes.
It's very jolly, that snowman.
Isn't it? It is. Oh, I've anchored him a little bit. Oh, looks like he's floating. Looks like he's jumping in the air. Might have to give him another little texture there. Let's have to go in that
Lillian
side.
asks a great question. Lillian essentially is asking, do all the stamps work with either of the concepts, the bauble or the snow globe, or is it some for the bauble, some for the snow globe?
No, it's your own story. You can do it your way.
Great question,
Did you say Lillian?
Yeah, great question.
Absolutely. But yeah, you can mix and match. You can have a real good old play around with them, and enjoy that bit. Enjoy mixing and matching, and popping the stamps that were in this set for the bauble. Enjoy putting them in the snow globe, because absolutely that's what you can do. You can mix and you can match to your heart's content, and really enjoy the whole of that collection. I'm trying to find me, I don't know what I've done with my other colour, because I did have Frozen, well, I'm saying Frozen Lake. Do you remember the all the colours that we've had? Because I did use that in the original demo, but it doesn't matter.
Yes.
I'll try and tweak it a little bit. I'll use, I think I might get a little bit of parakeets, because parakeet's quite a nice
Christine
colour.
Mahoney says, is the masking tape see-through? No, it is not. It is like a white paper almost.
Yes, it's
so
a
you can
white
stamp onto it and then off you go. Has Debbie used the 3-inch Xyron sticker machine for her globe? Would love to see how it works.
The 3-inch, now is that, I always get the inches completely wrong with them. What's the, because there's a sticker, there's
It's
next
the X one, isn't it?
There's the big one, then there's the machines. Producer Johnny might have to have a little look and let me have, because I genuinely, I've got all of them, that's the thing, I've got all of them. You've got some that are refillable, some that aren't refillable. So yes, I have used it in one of my other demos, but I'm not sure the 3-inch, in terms of 3-inch, but I can absolutely use that machine to show you what that looks like. It might not be in the show because we literally are running out of time now, but I will definitely, I'll try and incorporate into that later show tonight for you, and I'll find out which size that actually is, because I'm so confused which one it is.
Oh,
Did you say it was a little square one, Johnny?
I just moved my neck, Debbie, and I thought it was going to fall off.
You thought what?
Just cracked so hard, I thought it was going to fall off. I suppose you didn't hear it on the microphone.
Now, I'm just adding a little bit of parakeet to this, just going around. I'm going to put another little colour over the top as well. Actually, I might come down and add a little bit of parakeet over the inside of there. But you can colour your images up as well. So have a little play, because these are open images. I'm going to use some alcohol pens with this. But I'm just going to go in. Let me go back in with that red. In fact, I might use a bit of the... Where's the... Do you know, I've put all my colours down, John. I'm getting all confused where they all are. Here they are. There we go. Let's have a little play. And again, I'm not worrying too much about the fact that I've got them mingling or mixing in, because I think it adds a bit of... it just adds a bit of more lovely. I call it lovely. I mean, at the minute it looks, but when we lift it off, you'll see what I mean in a second when I just lift that off. But again, let me add a little bit of green. I've been in my element this show, absolutely in my elements, just enjoying getting really, really creative. I've just really, really enjoyed it. It's been a lovely show. And thank you for allowing me the time as well, Producer Johnny, because I know sometimes we like to get and cram in as many as we can, but I think sometimes it's nice to show
one of those
you.
collections, isn't it?
It is. It's a beautiful collection, and it's nice to be able to show you in full how you can create and build up your scenes and get those looks. So it's been lovely. It's been really nice. I've really enjoyed it, and I will get it finished. I was going to say, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, we've not done
We've got to do card of the show yet.
Well, do you know what I'm going to do? I'll stop inking.
Okay.
But let me just move these, because I can tidy those up in a second and make sure I put everything back where it should be. But what we'll just do is we'll lift it off again. So bearing in mind this one hasn't had the embossing done to it, so it doesn't matter, because it still looks. I mean, it still looks really beautiful.
It's
I'll just
gorgeous.
take the tape off. It does. It looks really, really lovely. And again, all we're going to do is we're going to spend a bit of time doing a bit of colouring with it in the back. And I've added a little bit of, do you know our clear overlay? I've done a bit of the colouring with it, but I've actually popped onto there some clear overlay. You could use your sticker, do you know your sprays, your glitter sprays? You could actually put the glitter spray over there as well. But I just wanted, and I actually did it while it was still in place. So I just got the clear overlay and went around that image rather than all of it. But you can't, there's nothing to stop you from picking out pieces. And again, just take your time with your colouring. I'll use one of our tri-blends for the trees. And the snowman himself, but look how joyous he looks, even just those two little pieces. Simple sometimes is nice. Filling it with a full story is lovely too. You know how to use the masking tape. I've shown you how to do that masking tape. But what I'm going to do, and speed this up a little bit, is show you how I put mine together, because I put it in the form of a box. And it is literally, you could be making lots of these. So I'm going to keep this for another demo later on down the line. But you could simply make loads. What's to stop you, Joe, from popping a little hole punch in the top and having that as a Christmas tag that matches your box that then you can now bring into your card? So I could make one of those lovely cards as well. So all your pieces all match. So that would be a nice idea. Nice as well if you're selling to make to sell, you could actually do that. You could offer a gift box, you could offer a gift tag, and then you could do it in the form of a card as well. So showed you how to do the easel card. On this morning's show, I showed you how to do a double one.
Yeah.
That's nothing to stop you, and that would look absolutely beautiful. And again, I love the idea of having a gift box with a gift tag to create and to have everything matching. Absolutely fabulous. I love these. I know from the response that we've had that you're loving them too. I've seen the comments coming through, and there will be a craft along coming with this. And I think whoever gets this for the craft along is going to have the time of their life playing with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Really, truly. It's absolutely beautiful.
It really is. We better do that card of the show then, Debbie, haven't we?
I'll go and grab them then.
Debbie is going to go and grab her
them.
makes. Remember as well, then a little later, of course, we've got launch party. And we might have a little look at this again. We'll see those Halloween items. You've also got that preview coming up. There's lots of other bits in the show which we'll share with you. You've got those punny stamps as well. You might be seeing those again a little bit later. But card of the show then, Debbie.
Well, do you know what? I've got a few extra little demos down here because I had quite a few lined up. We might put another one of these in.
Maybe.
We'll discuss what we're going to do in that next show, but we'll talk about the ones that I have done. So number one was this first one that we made with the polar bear. I mean,
Beautiful.
I just love all of them. I think again it's going to be a toughie. Number two was the shaped easel card. So I've gone with the number two, the shaped easel card. I'm not going to put three in because that was just showing you that technique of the masking, but you got the gist. So that's number three.
Yeah.
Sorry, number two. And then number three, we'll call it the gift tag with the, and I'll put some ribbon through there for later, and the gift box.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Then
So
1, 2, or 3.
2 or 1. You decide.
Gorgeous. Right, get your votes in then. I'm going to take you back through the collection again whilst we're here. So remember what you're getting. The two different sort of styles that you've got in here are your snow globes. So you're going to get the die to create that and then the stencil to layer up all of that lovely colouring ink on there. Then this one here is your Yuletide bauble, and you've got then your stencil to allow you to create all of the detail, and then your different stamps that you could use. So you've got Home for the Holidays. That one there is your Alpine Village, where Debbie's off to get herself a Kartoffelpuffer and a bratwurst. Then you've got your Festive Birds there. I think the holly berries here crying out for some of our glossy highlights there. This one here is your Woodland Winter. Then you've also got your Holy Night there. And you'll also then receive the Arctic Delights in there as well. 60.70 or 77.95 is your price to get the full collection. That is the best way to get the best value. As always, if you did want to go for individuals, you are getting, remember as well, the Stick It tape. Stick It mask. The mask it tape is coming included. If you do want to build your own bundle, spend over £40 or $50 on individuals, you will save 10% as well, which is brilliant. So a great way to go. And Platinum members picking that whole collection up for $48.56 or $62.36. Let me share with you the ink pads that we've got still available on the show for you. So some really lovely colours here. You buy 6, you get 2 free. So you've got Midnight, you've also got Parakeet, that's your Crushed Velvet, Damson Wine, Fuchsia, Green Topaz, Smoked Pearl, and you're going to get the Spa Blue in there as well. $35.94 or $53.70 is your price there on those. We are just, oh, here we go. The winner is number 1, Debbie. Number 1.
Number 1. Is that my little polar bear?
George said, George called it going to be number 1, and it was exactly that.
Did George call this?
He did indeed, yeah.
He did, didn't he? There you go. So that's number 1. I think it would have been a tough one again because honestly, there's such a gorgeous scene, but how beautiful they are to create. And you always do that from scratch, start to beginning. But I'm really pleased that you've loved this collection. I love this collection. Yeah, I know Leanne's going to be tickled pink because I know a lot of hard work went into this to get all the things right and bring all that, and including that masking tape. I absolutely.
Yeah, it really is a great collection.
It really is.
We'll hope we can share it with you, a bit more of this with you in that later launch party show, so make sure you come and join myself and Debbie for that. 6 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. East Coast, 10 a.m. West Coast. Don't forget to check out your baskets. We will see you back here for the launch party a little later. Take care.